back on YouTube. It's happening. We're doing a YouTube video. It's on an Aussie-made tool bag. Terrific. So we're back, guys. I'm back. I've been away a long time. It's Dave, Wheelman Electrical. Let's go. Tool bag video, bit of a review, bit of what I'm using it for. You guys know the drill. Enjoy. So what do we got here? We have the Beehive Commissioning Bag. So on the side here, as you can see, I've got some Velcro here, and this is the MP2X from Vito. This is a little unwieldy, but manageable, right? So yeah, this is the Vito MP2X. Got my little tape clippy thing. As you can see, there's nothing too outrageous on here. We've got a 3.5, a 4.5, little ruler. I really only use that for the small Phillips if needed. The vessel, which goes everywhere. A volt stick, got the limited dish, and the wire strippers. And of course, which goes everywhere, the Milwaukee fastback with the screwdriver. Very handy. Nothing to note about this. The only thing I do really like about this is I've got like one of those buckaroo tape clips, and that will poke you in the hip if you don't have something to hang it off. Otherwise you can use that and hang it off your belt or something, but I've always found that hanging it off that is quite a bit more comfortable. Hangs it a little bit lower because of the tape clip as well, so I don't know. Might be talking shit out my ass, but anyway, so that can, like, it's a little bit fiddly to get on here, but once you do get it on, it sits pretty nicely on the end of the bag. No complaints, right? So we'll dive right in. Do the front pockets first. So I keep this one pretty loose. Just got the 117. Got the twist grip leads. They're those sort of ones. So they, you can be a little bit safer if you're probing exposed terminals. It just fits in there nicely. Don't wrap the leads up too crazy because coiling them up over and over will damage them. Look on the other side. Got this nice case with that came with this Australian tool check. It's a pretty sweet version. Yeah, green and gold, Aussie colours. There's a few different bits in there to what you'd usually get as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Bit of an exclusive. I think Total Tools was on them. And then I've got the, this is the latest incarnation of the Wera ratchet. So, very easy to change direction and then put it in the middle. And, is that mounted? Oh no, it's just that spinning. I'm retarded. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty nice. It works with all those bits, obviously. And I got another little bitsy boo set, little vessel kit with some accoutrements. Mainly these are for the vessel, so I'll pop those in the vessel if I need a real big flat blade, terminal flat blade, and then these are the circuit breaker style. They're the circuit breaker style drill bits. They will go over the vessel. That's as part of this kit. I don't know why I keep this in here too. It's just nice to have another little driver. And then last but not least, I've got a little ratchet, so if I do want to use something a little beefier with the, the sockets here, you can just go with the ratchet. Get a little bit more torque on them if needed, of course. I'll tuck all that away. And this isn't too bad fitting in these pockets, but you do need to pop that in first. That down the side, and then this, you sort of got to flatten out, and then if you sit it down the back here, everything shuts up pretty nice without hooking on the zippers. So we'll get inside. So we'll line you up there. This, I sort of only added this the other day. This is a bit of a bits and bobs set. So this little Wera driver's out of, I think it was one of those calendars. The, what are they called? The Advent calendars a couple of years ago. I've got a lot of these little bits. I've got a nice little Weeha set in my main bag, and I've had all of these. This is sort of a Franken set, all different sort of bits and stuff. There's little torques, and I'll give you a closer look. There's little Torx, little the pentalobe, you know, for iPhones, all that sort of stuff. Little weird security bits. I needed this the other day for some reason, and I just figured I'd just put it in something there. I don't have a little smaller pouch. If I had something smaller, maybe I could fold it up or whatever. That was in there because I needed it the other day. Whatever. This is a little 1/4 inch. It's a nice little set actually. A little 1/4 inch with the hold function. So if you haven't seen them, the hold function, it's got a little ball bearing there. So that little ball bearing prevents whatever you've got just popping off. It'll just hold it as you can sort of insert and then start fixing it on. Again, this sort of, I sort of keep this with this other kit, because usually when I'm using these kits, it's for terminating like the Schneider breakers, where you got to get like a it's an Allen key or a hex key into a relatively deep hole. I use this a lot with my torque wrench, my little torque wrench, because it's got a 1/4 inch collet on it. So then you obviously get, that's just a normal sort of solid driver, but these are all handy bits. They're all the security Torx, which is handy. And yeah, honestly, most use these ones, and then the security stuff. I don't really use too much of them. I could probably swap it around and make it a little more fit for purpose, but it is a nice little kit. Got it for pretty cheap years ago, so we'll get that out of the way. This is a recent addition. This is the Tradie Bits cable tie holder. Right, so it's just got it's like a spring loaded. It's aluminium instead of, I had the other one here the other day. I bought a crappy plastic one. This one's quite a bit better and the spring's quite a bit stronger, so I'm gonna give that a go out on site. So yeah, thanks for that. That was a freebie. Big texter for marking stuff, you know. I've got the little fluke socket tester. Handy dandy little socket tester. And I just little 3 meter, this is the Crescent, you know, that blackout one. But this is a 3 meter one. Usually the ones are 2 meters. 3 meters pretty well gets you away with everything. It'll clip on your belt, whatever, if you need it. And it's nice and small, you know. I've got one of those ox tough rules, just for, you know, a bit of whatever. Got some blades in here as well for my snap knife. Bit of tape, whatever else. There's a good little bit of space in here actually, like for just dumping stuff, which is kind of nice. That's not something that I'm too used to with the Vito bags, but yeah. So this is a 325. Reason I keep it in the bag is it's nice to have a dedicated clamp meter. Also, it does some pretty handy functions. Amperage on DC for sort of any you know, troubleshooting on DC power supplies. That's a big thing in industrial. And this is a pretty nice little meter. If you're in the market for a little meter, this and the 117 come as a combo. This will do most of the work that you need as an electrician, fault finding, all that sort of stuff. It's got a thermocouple as well. I think I keep that all in there. I've got the leads in there, which is probably a double up. I probably don't need to keep leads and leads on that one, because realistically, most of the time, as you can see, it's set on amps. That's where I've used it last. So yeah, great little meter, compact little thing. It actually fits in there too, if you wanted to, but I just found it was a little bit too tight getting that in and out. That's my primary testing meter in this bag, testing for dead and all that sort of stuff. But it fits in there nice. All right, I've got 2 sets of Nipex grips here, pliers, wrench, and little cobras. That pretty well gets you out of trouble for most things. We've got some nice tools here. So this is the Nipex neck strip. All right, so there's the part number. Very cool little thing. Crimps, ferrules, strips. It's got a cutter as well. Really, really top tool. And this is a beauty as well. So this is just the Nipex ferrule crimper. Does up to 16 mil. This only goes up to 4 mil, so that'll crimp up to a 4 mil ferrule. This goes up to 16. So both kind of a pleasure to use. So all right, so let's flip this around so you can see a little better. Dig into this side. Got something missing there. My pliers. Where have I put them? Anyway, that doesn't matter. We'll find them later. All right, so I got 2 little shifters here. So that's I got this one here off Addicted to Tools, I think. Kind of nice setup. Anything that annoys me, that's open. So Barco, for whatever reason, they go the other way. So that opens. That opens. Barco is backwards for some reason, so it's a little annoying. You flip it over, whatever. But that's a beautiful little shifter. I love using this one, and this one I'm sort of keeping in there because you've got a 13 and 10 mil and the ratcheting 17, which is kind of nice. I've sort of put this one in because I needed a slightly bigger shifter the other day, and you know, a shifter and one of these things, you're pretty well set like that. This obviously goes quite wide, and it beats that by quite a bit. And this thing goes like, this is quite a wide, might even be bigger. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Open the jaws. Yeah, it's only just got it, but yeah, it's quite a nice shifter. That's fine, we'll put that away. Put that back in there. Alright, then down the side here, I've got the Nipex Cutex. This is a fucking terrific knife. It's got the extra blade in there. Yeah, and then it's got this thing on here that sort of stiffens the blade if it was a little bit longer, but you can sort of stiffen, and that takes all the flex away. Pull it back out, and you got the flexi knife. You can slot down and slice stuff. Alright, got the Nipex scissors. Always need some scissors. Got the Fluke long nose. Just a little fluke flex on my part, isn't it? I got the this is a Phoenix Contact, but it's a Wearer rebrand, so it's a nice. It's got all bits and pieces in there, different bits. Probably a bit of a double up with the other stuff that I've got in here, but I really like having that screwdriver around. Got 2 Kleins. The Americans will be proud. I've got my 2 Klein drivers in there. Hey mate. You're done? I'm not done, bro. I'm halfway done. You go back inside and let me finish my video. Go on. I'll be finished in a minute. We can play in a minute. Alright, okay. Yeah, so this one's a 1/4 inch, and that's just a PH2. Nice drivers, man. They're my only, well, they're my big insulated drivers in this bag at least. So yeah, just giving them a proper whirl. Got a stainless set of Wearer Allen keys. Must admit, the colourful ones, I'm partial to the colourful ones, but I just needed a set in this bag, and I do keep the other set in my main Vito bag. And then yeah, I got my little flush cuts for the cable ties and whatnot. And this pocket, this is a bit of a bits of pocket, but I've got the what is this one? The PL3. It's a great little light. It's got a few settings. It's got a magnet on it, quite good magnet. Good for a little inspection light. That's a Barco. Was that a 4? Yeah, that's a 4. Barco 4 Termi driver. I'm a little overdone on drivers, but you know, like, you can never have too many on a Sparky, for fuck's sake. All right, and then I've just got some pens and whatnot. All that good stuff. All right. That about wraps it up as this bag, actually. Like, it's a pretty Spartan little thing, but it's very comfortable to carry. This is my first Beehive bag. As much as I have to admit it. This carry pad is very padded, very padded. This is very easy to carry around, very comfortable to carry around, and if I've got this on right shoulder, that's sort of up front and center. As you can see, it lines up with the bottom. Only thing I regret, this was a bit of an impulse purchase a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, and they actually do one with a hard bottom. This has just the canvas bottom, and that will eventually wear out, but again, this is a commissioning bag. It's kind of my first grab and go at the moment, and I'm actually really liking it because, again, like, you could drop a laptop in here if you handled your tools a little differently. Jam everything back in. But you do have like this space. You've got quite a bit of space in here that you can just dump stuff. Like if you had your bit pocket or whatever, you could get a drill driver in here, no problem. Yeah, you got a little drill driver in there. That fits in there just fine. Plus all this stuff. you know, if I rearrange it slightly, that'll fit in there. Give it a little wiggle around. That can go on top, and then everything can just be. Now there's a huge big Velcro patch there, and you're good to go. Like, this bag is probably, I reckon, about 10 kgs with that little drill in there. Again, I don't really need the drill. Like, I find that the vessel gets me out of trouble 9 times out of 10, but you know, it's an option. Sometimes you do need the drill, but yeah. So that's it, mate. That's the Beehive Commissioning Bag. I'm back on YouTube. I'm going to try and do some more videos. I'm not super busy work-wise at the moment, so I'm going to try and make the most of it. I've been neglecting it. I've got the test panel to do, which is just there. And yeah, glad to be back. Look at me, all horizontal and shit. I'm back on YouTube, boys. Ew.